Spring is officially here, which for a lot of children and adults means bug and allergy season. Joining us today to share advice for parents on how to treat these common seasonal problems is board-certified pediatrician Dr. Mona Amin. Welcome and thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me today.
I should also mention you are also the inaugural member of the Bug Bite Things. Explain what these are, because it's kind of been like the hubbub here for us parents.
And it should be a hubbub. It's a great product. So spring is arriving, which means bites, stings, allergy season, you name it. One of the things that I really love having in my toolkit as a parent and pediatrician is the Bug Bite Thing. And when you look at it, you're going to say, it probably doesn't do anything. What does it do? Why should I have it? So when you get bit by a mosquito, the saliva associated with the bite initiates an inflammatory response that causes that redness, itching, and scratching, which can be really uncomfortable. I'm sure you've been there. I live in Florida. I have a bug bite right now. It's really uncomfortable. How this works, it's a non-chemical medicated device. It's literally a tool. And what it does, it takes away the saliva from your skin, from the insect. So using suction, it removes that saliva, which is the source of the irritation and cause of inflammation. And it alleviates that redness, itching, and discomfort that causes us to scratch at insect bites. And it's also useful because it can also remove stings from bees and also help with splinter removal. So it's one little tool, less than $10 on Amazon, and it has over 75,000 reviews. I am a huge proponent of it, which is why I'm on their medical advisory board. And it really is just a nifty tool, and I can even demonstrate it for you all today too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We'll get that demonstration in just a second. I do want to talk though. Spring obviously means allergy season as well. So, is there any advice you have for parents in identifying and treating symptoms in children? That can be really difficult.
Yeah, one of the first things I have to say is allergy season can affect many children, not all. The earliest we see seasonal allergies is in a child over 18 months of age, because in order to develop allergies, you have to have been exposed to it. So it takes a couple seasons for us to see it. 18 months, 2 years old, 3 years old is when we're going to see it. The first step is to notice what's happening. Is it happening the moment the child wakes up in the house? Is it happening when they go outside? And speaking to your child's clinician on the next steps. Finding environmental triggers is important. And then the next thing is, if we notice that it's pollen, for example, the trees are blooming, we're going to want to alleviate those symptoms. And that can be bathing your child when they come home. That can be adding air purifiers, not humidifiers, into your home to help clear up the allergens in the air. And also, in some situations, using medications if your child's over 2, which that's going to be guided for you by your child's clinician, things like Zyrtec, Allegra, Claritin, eye drops. But the first step is noticing, when is it happening? Is it truly allergies? Is it a virus? What's going on? So we know what we're treating, and we can provide treatment for your child in the most appropriate way.
Sometimes that's the hardest part, is figuring out what to do. The good news is this little doohickey here, this thing, quite literally, is going to help a lot of people when it comes to sting season. I know my kids have a tendency to like sit down on a chair, and sure enough, there's a bee there and it gets them on the
Yes.
leg, and then they're screaming and hollering. So let's demonstrate how this thing works so that people kind of know what that does.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, it is a suction tool. So the suction tool is going to help with mosquito bites, right? Using that as an example. I have a mosquito bite here, but it's hard to show you all how I used it here. So I'm just going to demonstrate, for example, if I had a bite here. So the first thing is, you're going to notice that there's a cap. So the cap can be reversed based on the size of the insect bite. So for children, you may want to use the smaller one if it's a smaller bite. So I'm just going to show you how it reverses really simply. And then it has these handlebars that go up and down, like so. So just say you have a bite here, and you can use this on young children, including babies, as long as you're not using it on the face, neck, or genitalia, which are more thin areas of skin. It's perfectly safe to use on children and adults, which is why I love it as a pediatrician. So just say you have a bug bite. For a child, you're going to do less suction, but when you have a bug bite, you're going to put it over the area and bring the handles down. And you're going to lift up, and it's going to create suction. So when you notice my skin, how it's creating suction,
Yeah.
and you're going to hold it. And then when you release it, so you can see I'm going halfway right now. For children, you're going to go halfway. You don't want to go full force. And you're going to see that they're comfortable. And then you're going to remove it. And it shouldn't really leave a big mark or anything. But what it's doing is it's sucking up the saliva, providing relief from into that area so that you're not going to be scratching and digging at it. And the idea is that you want to use it at the first sign that you notice
Sure.
the bite. So just say you're outside with friends and you go back indoors and you notice, oh man, I have this hive or this itchiness. You want to get your bug bite thing as soon as you can, put it on there, and you can use it a few times that day. And you may see, which I have seen for myself and my son, relief within the next 24 hours that you're not scratching like you used to. You're not using as many medications like you used
Yeah.
to alleviate that itch, which is why I really love it.
It's such a great tool. Dr. Mona, thank you so much for being here with us today to talk about this. We appreciate your time. If you want to connect with Dr. Mona Amin, you can do that with her on her social media. Just head to allindiana.tv. Thanks again. We appreciate it.
Thank you.